guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley. Welcome back to our Flower Every Day series. We are painting a flower every single day in the month of July, and we are on day 30. We have 2 more days left. We are almost through this. Keep painting, keep pushing, and we will get there. Today we're painting this, which I have written down what all these flowers are, but I don't have that paper in front of me. So let me open up Google Lens real quick. This says it is a Vinca minor. This is yet another flower that I'm not familiar with, but the color on this is so beautiful. Now it's calling it a periwinkle. Hold on. Oh, that's another name for it. Vinca minor or lesser periwinkle. Anyway, it is a beautiful purple flower, and honestly, I have painted this one once. Where is that painting? Hold on a second. Let me show you. When I started filming for this series, I filmed day 1 and 2, and then I scrapped those and started over with different supplies. And this is what I painted the first time around. And I was painting with different paints, and like I put a random one here. This wasn't a finished thing, but this was very... what is the right word? Not loose. This was very like trying to make it place it right and everything. I want to paint this in a looser, carefree manner. I was trying too hard with this one, and I don't like the way it turned out. So I want to try this one in a little bit crazier, looser of a manner. And I think I want to use my Maritini paints. I've got the box out so you can see the brand, but this is just a 3D printed palette that my husband made for me, and here are the 12 Maritinis. I don't remember what colors are in here, but it looks like there are some purpley ones that could work. I do have swatches of these. Hold on. That's what the swatch book is for. And for those of you who have been watching before this year's series, I was doing a swatching series on my channel. I will get back to that as soon as the Flower Every Day is over. The Flower Every Day has just been taking over, obviously. So let me find the swatches. Maritinis, here they are. Okay. This is quite a large swatch book, but these right here are the Maritinis. I kind of, Vega. Oh, which one? I don't know. They're all so pretty. Vega looks really, really pretty. It's got a lot of blue in it. I think this one's too pink. Neptune is beautiful as well. We might use a combination of Neptune and Vega, like put Neptune in the first part of this petal and then that in that. Okay. Those are the 2 I want to paint with. And then for green, I might mix the 2 greens, this one and this one. We shall see. Okay, let's dive into this. This swatch book is amazing. This is from Lightwish. And I love how giant it is, and I cannot wait to get the rest of my paints in here because I can easily pull this out and look at the colors before I paint. I will be finishing that eventually. All right, so let's start painting. I don't know how I want to approach this one. I don't like the way I approached it last time, but we're gonna see. What if I use the triangle brush? I like the triangle brush, and this is a tiny one. I have larger ones, but I think I'm gonna use this one. I need to reorganize my brushes. Everything is scattered all over the desk. Here's a size 4. I might use the 4. All right, guys. Headache hat is on. We've got our paint and our water. Let's do this. Again, these are granulating paints. All right. How do I want to approach this? Last time I made a pentagon and then did the petals from that. I should probably at least start with kind of that shape. Looks like in the center there's a little bit of yellow. I don't know if I have a yellow in it. I'm going to put a little bit of this color in the middle. All right, so there's already paint on the paper. All right, we're going to put a little circle here. Yeah, this brush will definitely help loosen me up. That is for sure. Too much water. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to start with a lighter purple. And I need, hold on, kind of smear this around. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. All right, and then these petals are kind of smaller, and then they go wide and then to a point. So I want to try to do this as loosely as possible. I don't want it to be perfect. Okay. And that is what this brush will do for me. It will help me loosen up. Okay, so start with that, and then I want to add in this color to the outside edge. Just fan it down. Taking that purple, whoop. Yep, I just want to tap some in. Let's see what happens. Let's just watch the color move. Okay, so from each, oh, I did that wrong. Woo. It's okay, let's fix it. I went from the side of it. I was supposed to go from the point of it. So let me see if I can lift this part and we can redo that part because I like the petal. I'm leaving the petal. There we go. Okay. Doop, doop. All right, going back in with that purple. Actually, that really needs to be dry before I put this line in there, doesn't it? Hold on. I'm going rogue here. Okay, so there's a point there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm just gonna pull this in. Okay, so there's that. We can re-emphasize that point if we need to later. Actually, I need a tiny brush. Taking this tiny brush, it looks like there's a little bit of blue on it, but kind of lifting a little bit there, and I actually want to lift a little bit. You can kind of see there's lighter on the very edge, so I'm going to do that. Lifting here. Okay, moving on. Now just copy and paste. See if I can repeat the process. I want to go on this one next. So coming from that point, getting some water on my brush. Need some more water. That was a lot of paint. And we're going to go out wide and to a point. And go out wide and to a point. Filling it in. Okay. Taking Vega, getting this top part darker. This brush is so floppy, but that is what makes it easier to be loose with. Man, why is the vacuum always coming when I'm painting? Okay. And with granulating paints, to make them granulate more, they need water so that they can kind of settle into the surface. So the more water that's in your brush, the more that it will kind of separate and granulate. But also, if you take your paints on a palette first and kind of mix the water in with it, that will also help. Okay, now I'm taking my little brush and we're gonna lift a little bit here. I need a brush that's a little bit stiffer. That's not stiffer, just bigger. There we go. Okay. Pretty. Oh, I'm liking these colors a lot. This is so pretty. All right, so let's move on to another one. Taking my purple, mixing it in with some water. Coming out here, skinny to I changed brushes. No, I didn't. This is the same brush. Oh, I was like, it didn't flop like I thought it was going to. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I need to stop the vacuum. Give me 1 second, I will. Filling this in with some water. Oh, I'm excited to see how these paints settle down. Pretty. Oh, it looks like the vacuum's going the other way, so. Okay. Taking a brush and just kind of pushing, lifting a little bit. Oh my gosh, this one's so much prettier already. Okay. All right, we've got 3 petals. We need 2 more. Starting here. I want to have a little bit of air in between them at the base, and then they can touch when they get wider. Up here. So at this point, I'm not looking at the picture. I'm not looking at the shape of the petals at all. I just have in my brain kind of what they do. They're skinny. There's a little bit of air, and then they kind of go out like a spade or something. Like it goes, wide and then to a point. So I'm not wanting to be perfectionist with this. I'm not wanting to make this flower look just like the reference photo. Free yourself up to paint the flower how your brain sees it. One thing I love about using granulating paints, and if y'all want to know some of my favorite granulating paints, obviously Daniel Smith is my favorite professional brand because they have so many granulating paints. I might do an updated granulating video if that's something y'all are interested in. I've done one and I can link it below, but I have more granulating paints now than I did then. This is one of the sets that I have. I don't know if I had the Schmincke set at the time either. So, okay. Just kind of bouncing back and forth between all these brushes. All right, next we've got one more petal. Whoops, too much water. Here. Out. That's so fun. When I find myself being too controlling of my watercolors, to placing them, I use a brush like this and it helps to kind of free up because it's a little bit more wild and unpredictable in the shape that you're going to get. I hope that made sense. All right, we're going to lift a little here. Here. This is so beautiful. I'm really, really happy with the way this is turning out. Okay, so there's a flower. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the leaves and the stem and everything like that. I want to keep it as loose as possible. So I'm going to mix up the 2 greens that are here. I'm going to just kind of mix it in what I have already on here. There we go. There's some green. I feel like it needs a touch of pink in it. So let me take whatever this is. Well, that's kind of a pinky purple, but that's pretty. A little bit more of this. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to go very, very loosely. Let's see here. Just going to come up through here. And fade it out like so. Okay. All right, putting a little bit more water on my brush, so there's quite a bit of water on here. And I'm just going to touch here and put in a leaf shape here. I don't want these to look just like the photo. I just want to put in some random leaf shapes as loosely as I can. Adding a little bit of that more blue-green there. Putting in a leaf here. Again, very loose. Maybe one, let's see, coming out here. Okay, already liking this much better than the last one. And I might just do the one flower, honestly. I could do others, but I don't know. I can do the little, what is that called? Bud? Shall we? Let's just see what happens. A little bit more water on my brush. It's kind of a cone shape. It's a little bit whiter at the base. I feel like I need a different brush to get the shape at the top of this. Okay, there we go. And I'll add in some lines on that in a moment. Okay, taking my purple that has some yellow in it, and I'm just gonna put a little dot in the center right there. And then I'll add in some more shade in the middle in just a moment. When this is dry, this is kind of blending. I'm loving the blends everywhere. This is staying wet a really good long time. I'm gonna go wild, and I'm putting a little bit of the purple in the leaves. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Because I feel like it, and for some reason my brain said do it. Even in the little stem. Okay. All right, now what I want to do is I want to splatter some paint all over this. So here's some of the green. And let's take some purple. Okay. All right. All I need to do is a little bit of detail in the center of that, and then I'm going to be done. So let me dry this really quick. All right, taking my size 2 from my Creative Mark brushes, and I think, let's see, how do we want to do this? Get some of this color, tap off excess water. All right, so the pentagon shape is kind of in white, so we need to go just inside of that so that that stays lighter. Like so. And then I want to rinse my brush off, dry it off, and then fade this line inward. It's not super sharp and good, but it's gonna have to work. Felt like it spread a little bit there. Hold on. Try again. In a little bit further. It's a little bit better. I could put another layer on. Am I going to? I don't know. Hold on. Let me try with one petal and see what happens. I'm putting a very light wash of the purple on. And I want to here and kind of glaze in the middle. Rinsing my brush off, drying it off, and leaving that edge lighter. And leaving a lighter bit in between those two. That helps a little bit. Let me do that all around, and then we'll be done. Not necessary, but okay. I definitely like this one better than my first attempt. It's not perfect, but I am liking the more loose quality of this one. So I am going to stop here. This was definitely a fun one. Let me put a little bit shadow kind of twisting upward on this one. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. All right, so that's going to be it for day 30. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow's will be a little bit longer than normal. We're going to go all out on our very last day. We're painting several flowers. We're going to paint a foundation bottle and flowers. I don't know that I'm going to have like the words on the bottle. I don't know how we're going to do this one, honestly, but I'm excited to try. So come back tomorrow. I'm actually painting it next, I think. Yeah, I hope you had fun with this one. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit the subscribe button down below and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye guys.